Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Matt Swisshelm, Realtor and Seniors Real Estate Specialist with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving to you and to your family. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about the San Diego real estate market. I want to reflect on what 2025 had to offer us. And then also, as we are literally right around the corner from 2026, I want to talk about the market in 2026. Let's project, let's forecast a little bit, as many of you watching this video are looking to probably list your property in 2026. So let's get into it. San Diego County, this is the numbers for 2025 through all the way through the month of October. So it's a big sample size of what the San Diego market has given us as it pertains to real estate. And for this video, we're looking at detached single family. If you have an attached property and want to know the numbers for attached homes, please reach out. We can talk about that offline. But for the sake of this video, we're looking at detached single family San Diego County wide through the month of October. New listings up 9.9%, pending sales up 3.1%, closed sales up 3.5%. So more homes are getting a qualified buyer, writing an offer, getting into contract, and more of those pending sales are making it to the closing table, which is good. It's not a huge uptick, but it's good. The end of 2024 with the economy uncertainty and the election year and higher interest rates, homes were just sitting. The market was just almost on a pause, a standstill. People just didn't want to make big decisions like buying a home or moving in that sort of climate economically. And so it's great to see more of those pending sales and more of those closed sales for this year. And we're expecting more of that growth in 2026. So we'll talk more about that here in a minute. Days on market, another huge key metric. 2024, the average through 10 months was 23 days on market, whereas this year, 30 days on market, up just a little bit. Meaning, when a new listing comes to market, how long does it take for that home to find a qualified buyer to write an offer and get into contract? 30 days on market. A caveat for that metric, you want to know the specific days on market time for your subdivision, community, or neighborhood as you approach closer to selling or listing your home. You want to know that number for many different reasons. I could, have a whole video just on days on market and why that number is so important. So pay attention to that. If you don't know your numbers for your area, please reach out. Happy to help with that. Average sales price through 10 months of 2024 was 1.356 million. That's up 1.4% for 2025 at 1.374 million. Okay. Amount of list price received, meaning when a seller says, "Hey, I want $1 million for my house," are they going to get that full $1 million? Or are they going to get close to it? Or are they going to get over that? And that's what that metric is all about. And so for 2024, that metric was 99.1%, which is pretty good. Sellers were getting basically what they were asking for their homes. And 2025 is actually down 1.4% at 97.7%, meaning we're seeing some more price reductions. We're seeing that sellers, got to get their expectations in regards to sales price, out of how it was 2-3 years ago post pandemic, when sellers just had tons of leverage. They were receiving multiple offers, sometimes with no contingencies at all, 50,000, 100,000 over asking. Like, those days are over. We've got to get our heads into today, and look at the numbers, and make sure we're pricing it right from the start. It's super important. And so that's 2025. And our team, we've sold many properties this year, and on average, the homes that we've listed have sold within 21 to 30 days of going to market, which is great as long as you price it right from the start, okay, and that you prepare your home the best you can to show as best it can to prospective buyers. Okay, buyers have more inventory to choose from, so they are being more picky, and so you want to make sure you stand out from the crowd and make sure you are the obvious choice to buyers when you go to list your home. And there's a lot that goes into that. And so I hope that makes sense. And I truly do believe, as we talk about 2026, we're going to see more opportunity for buyers and sellers across the board as this market hopefully becomes more favorable for all parties involved. So let's talk about 2026. A home price forecast. So experts are forecasting that San Diego is projected to see a steady price growth of 3 to 4% in 2026, driven by limited supply, strong job markets, and improving affordability as rates ease. My personal opinion is that is a little higher than I think. I think it's maybe going to be 1 to 2%. It really all depends on what happens with these interest rates. And what's going to happen with interest rates? Experts are believing that mortgage rates are to settle between 5.5 to 6.2% in 2026. Which, if we can get under that 6% mark, I think that would, man, unleash a lot of pent up buyer demand, a lot of move up buyers that are like, man, I'm locked into this really good interest rate. My mortgage payment is super low, but I have a growing family. This home is too small for us, and I want to buy something bigger in the same area, but it just financially doesn't make sense because of these interest rates. So if they come down below that 6% mark into the fives, that will open up more opportunity for buyers to make more offers and create more demand. And if that happens, I think that's going to be a win-win all the way around. So we shall see. Inventory forecast. Experts are saying inventory may rise 8 to 12% as rates fall, and previously locked in sellers, as I was telling you, re-enter the market. So those same buyers that feel locked into their house because of their very good mortgage interest rate and great payment, if the rates fall, that will give them the opportunity to buy, which in turn means they have to sell. So all the way around, it's going to create more inventory and more demand if these rates start to drop. Buyer opportunities in 2026. Increased choices. It's going to be hopefully more options as inventory comes up a bit. Improved affordability because of lower interest rates and some negotiation leverage. If there's more inventory and the climate has, been pretty neutral, if a buyer plays their cards right, they're going to have some great opportunities out there. If they have a great agent and great representation, there's going to be opportunity to negotiate and have some leverage to find some deals out there. And the last couple of years, some buyers are starting to find deals, whereas in years past, those opportunities weren't really there for buyers. Okay, so how sellers win in 2026. We're in a more balanced market, and so that requires you starting right from the gate. And 99% of that is to price it accurately. Okay, you want to start really well in your pricing. And sometimes if you have a unique property and there's not much comparable homes around you, it really is helpful to get a licensed appraiser to come out there pre-list and appraise the property. And so you can confidently tell prospective buyers and agents, hey, we've got a fresh appraisal, this is priced correctly, and it just breathes confidence into a listing where sometimes it's a little bit higher or harder, to find an accurate valuation for it. And so pricing it right, prepping it right from the start is going to help you as a seller execute well on selling your property. All right. Little market summary. 2026 brings stability, it brings more inventory, and hopefully improved affordability. Trust the data. If it requires appraise before listing, as I just mentioned, and price strategically to start strong. Thank you so much for watching. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Matt Swisshelm, Senior Real Estate Specialist. And if you have any buyer needs or seller needs and just want to get educated on the process or the market, please don't hesitate to reach out. Literally no pressure. Would love to just connect with you. All right. We'll see you on the next video, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.